Hello everyone and welcome back. This is the losers round semifinals between Ta and Indypride. I know what you're thinking. What happened to the quarterfinals? Well, two of the players dropped out, so they didn't happen, but we're now in the semifinals. Two players left to go on to see who plays Prussian Prince in the losers round finals for the tournament grand prize, which is pretty much nothing. Anyway, Indypride chose this map. This is Alpine Ridge. He's over here in red as the Mori. Got a nice little katana samurai corps going here with a couple monks, a couple little matchlock detachments, and a nice complement of cavalry over here on the wings, including two Great Guard. But Ta has brought some Great Guard himself. He's got two right there. Nice little cavalry complement with some bow cav. Looking at his infantry line over here, we see Yari Ashigaru and Naginata Samurai, so it looks like he's got a Naginata corps going here, going against the katana corps. It'll be very interesting to see who wins here. On an open field like this, it could come in handy to have Naginata Samurai, as there's a little bit more of a chance that the enemy's bringing bows and a lot of cavalry as well. So Naginata Corps is actually pretty good on this map for that reason. It's good against cavalry and it's good against arrows. Unfortunately, Indypride didn't bring any arrows, so that won't really matter, but he did bring katanas, so we'll have to see. And the experience here, so Naginata Samurai are pretty experienced with 3 chevrons on most of them. Look over the katanas for Indypride, they're all fresh, so that could definitely be a factor. The building's good too, and it looks like Indypride's going to go and getting the sword dojo. Ta seems to be seeding that, and instead getting the farmhouse for himself. Definitely give the advantage to the sword dojo here, especially when we're going up against katanas and naginatas. So that'll just give even more of an advantage to the katanas. But I think it's definitely going to come down to cavalry here, absolutely. Both infantry corps are fairly similar. Definitely give the nod to the katana corps, but nothing drastic, so it's going to have to be the horses that are going to be the ones turning the battle for either side. Speaking of horses turning the battle, Ta's moving up quite closely here with his cavalry. He's got his 1 bow cavalry here, and his Great Guard as well. 1 or 2 cavalry units are hanging back here with the main line. Bowcav's gonna get some shots off. Looks like he's going after the matchlock samurai, and maybe just trying to keep the sword dojo out of the reach of Indypride. Maybe get the farmhouse himself, then push up and attack Indypride before he can get the sword dojo captured. I think if I were tied, I'd want to be maneuvering myself towards the sword dojo early to give myself that much more of an advantage in the melee fight. And the experienced Naginatas could potentially overpower the katanas if he has good positioning and that sword dojo, but unfortunately he won't get the sword dojo. But he can prevent Indypride from getting it, which is like he might be doing. Indypride's going very early with his cavalry and sweeping them all the way around the map. You know, putting his cavalry this far out, it seems like he really wants to do some early action here. Maybe he's thinking that, well, I have katanas, he has naginatas, I have the advantage there, so I can afford to waste my cavalry and go for some early attacks that will just cripple his force. And he just might be right. It's still a risky move, because if a cavalry attack fails, it'll be Ta's battle to lose, definitely. Because with all that cavalry support, he'll just be able to run roughshod through Indypride's line. The naginatas will be able to tank no problem for the cavalry to get into position. They'll have so much time. Indypride moving his cavalry all the way around. So now he's got his army on both sides of Ta, and Ta is completely surrounded in that sort of gator jaws trap. But the Arty cavalry is running out really quickly and actually catches the Great Guard off guard, and down to 55 men, killed about 5 men in the charge, which is not bad for a cavalry against cavalry charge. The Arty cavalry lost 1 themselves. Great Guard actually lost 7, so that's actually not bad. The cavalry charges against other cavalry usually just end up kind of sucking, not doing much damage, but killing 7 Great Guard is not bad at all. The Arty cavalry definitely have a devastated charge and put that to good use. So it looks like Ta has the slight advantage so far, having killed a few Great Guard, and the bow cavalry are also skirmishing. Might have picked off a decent number of matchlock samurai. This one's sitting at 72 right now, but ooh, there's a shot off from the matchlock samurai, kills 3 bow cavalry. They are returning fire though, and Indypride's matchlock's not the best shot, but there is a shot, especially from that one over there we see on the left. And he can't afford to keep his cavalry there too long, because if they can take another shot, that can cause some serious casualties. It looks like he's just staying out of Indypride's firing range, which is good. You got to micro that bow cav, where they can end up getting torn apart, especially by matchlocks. But uh-oh, this could be very dangerous. He's moving up and shooting into the matchlock. If they get a shot off here, it'll just decimate the bow cavalry. But it seems like they're still reloading. Will they be able to get a shot off in time? Moving up just a little bit. Still reload. Nope, there they go. They've got the shot off, and the bow cav actually didn't take too many casualties from that shot, but down to 31 there by the charge on the katana cavalry, and that will be about it for the bow cav. But Wei's going to let him get away. With 25 men, the bow cavalry is still in the battle. Won't be terribly effective with only 25 men, but it's better than nothing. Now, I should really be mentioning the bows here because Todd did bring a couple bows. He has a bow warrior monk and a bow hero, so that actually could be a huge factor here. But if Indypride makes his attack with that cavalry sweeping in from behind, ooh, it'd be very dangerous. But he has time to skirmish. He needs to be pushing this skirmish advantage, I think, because Indypride really can't answer it with anything, especially his cavalry so far away. He just can't answer it. I think Todd needs to be a little more aggressive here. I know Indypride chose the map and he is a designated attacker, but sometimes you got to push that skirmish advantage because Indypride just cannot respond to it at all. Todd himself seems to be shifting a little bit, maybe deciding that this hill is where he wants to fight. Rather small hill, but it is there. Look at him, a slight advantage there fighting uphill. Indypride just waiting for a good moment to attack right now. Bow cavalry circling in behind. Are they going to know? Looks like Katana cavalry there for Indypride has spotted it and will probably be chasing off this bow cavalry. Yard cavalry there we see on the far sides of both sides are just trying to maneuver their cavalry early and maybe make some early shots. I would imagine that's what Indypride is doing. If he hasn't attacked yet, he's probably just looking for a way to get his cavalry in for some early action. It's the only thing I can think of. He's in serious danger of getting skirmished to death here, and I really think Tosh should be up there with his bows doing a little bit of skirmishing. They're just out of range. Just push that bow hero and the bow monk up a little bit more. Here we go. Bow cavalry and Yardi cavalry is taking on this matchlock detachment here. Matchlock samurai at 62, and there they go. They've broken. Not shattered yet, though. They could stay in the fight. And losing relatively few men himself. This Yardi cavalry is still at 53, and this bow cavalry is still at 17. So gets that matchlock off the field. And no, just the matchlock. The banner's out of position. The matchlock is off the field over there. He still has one left over there, and he could be skirmishing it. He's just out of range. Just move that bow up a little bit more. He could be tearing into that matchlock samurai. You know, they are in the woods. It's not a very thick stand of trees. We'll be able to do plenty of damage. Yardi cavalry meeting the Katana cavalry here. Good choice, I think. But it's more for this Yardi Ashigaru, which seems kind of hidden here, but that will just tear apart that Yardi cavalry. No problem. And this could be very good. This bow cavalry could really make some use of himself by dismounting right here and uncapping the sword dojo. It would be huge if he could uncap this sword dojo. The flag is going down there. They do not have to dismount to uncap. And there goes a Yardi cavalry. Bit of a waste there. And the matchlocks have reformed at 60 men, so they're not out of this fight yet. But it looks like they have some action going on over here. Both sides just being so careful. Really trying to be meticulous here in their cavalry action early on. Both sides seem to be determined to have all their cavalry dead before this main infantry battle starts. Great Guard's going to pin down all the cavalry here for Indypride, except this one unit. Looks like Todd's trying to flank here with the Yardi cavalry, but it may not be enough. This Great Guard's already down to 29 men. But a Yardi Ashigaru is running in. If they can hold just long enough for the Yardi Ashigaru to get there, it could be a very different story. Indypride's infantry line is shifting there, back on the horizon. Great Guard here wavering at 15 men, and the Yardi Ashigaru is going to be a little late. Indypride knows he's there now and is cycling his cavalry out so they don't get pinned down by that Yardi Ashigaru. There goes the Great Guard. Yardi cavalry is shaken at 40 men. Might get the streak. Wow. Oh, never mind. I was looking at the wrong cavalry. This Yardi cavalry was wavering here at 20 men. I thought that was the Great Guard at 53, and I was going to be very surprised. And the sword dojo's been uncapped, but it's still in this possession. You have to actually capture it. You can't just neutralize it before they lose the benefits. I'm pretty sure at least that's how it works. As you can see, it's still blue on the map there. Finally, some skirmishing gets in here from top. Matchlock Samurai there at 60 men being hit by both the bow hero and the bow warrior monk. A bit late there on the skirmishing. Going to be doing a lot of damage there and really forced Indypride into an attack that he clearly didn't want to do. He just really wanted to use that cavalry early, I think. And that was, I think, an opportunity wasted there to skirmish, and it could maybe cost him the battle here, as he's lost pretty much all of his cavalry. He has one Yardi cavalry left, and going up against the Katana Corps and Naginata Corps, it's not looking good. The only thing that can really turn the battle there are his ranged units. Two Matchlock Samurai here ready to react. Matchlock's get a nice shot off from that bow warrior monk down to 48 men now. Oh, hero's still fine there at 30. And they are pulling back. The Matchlock Samurai is going to pursue, but he's going to walk right into a Matchlock Ashigaru. Oh, but Ta is changing up his position. Maybe not a good time because Indypride is closing in, and if you can catch him moving here, that would be absolutely huge. Matchlocks need to get some good shots off before these lines engage, but if he's moving, they obviously can't do that. But it looks like he's found his spot, so his forces will now steady themselves. Be ready to fight. The bow seem to be retreating behind the melee line. It looks like Todd's going to make his stand here next to the farmhouse, using this building here to cut off as much territory as he can, because I have a lot of cavalry staring him down. 4 units, 2 of whom are at half strength, the other 2 are still in good shape. He has 1 Yari cavalry here at 39 men, so it's definitely looking good for Indypride right here. A frontal assault could carry the day here, no problem. Especially because these matchlocks, I don't think, no, they didn't get a single shot off them, I don't think. Okay, there was 1 volley, but not being very useful there. They're going to pull behind the infantry line, and that might be about it for their effectiveness in this battle. Indypride going to overwhelm this one flank, which is a good idea, breaking this up into chunks, taking out a small amount of Ta's forces and then cleaning up the rest. But he could be in danger here if Ta repositions with this 1 Naginata samurai. Also, Naginata 1 here is flanking, so Indypride is in danger of getting flanked by the infantry a little bit, but he's not in too much danger. A couple Naginatas and Yaris have repositioned themselves to try and block off that cavalry, which is going to be very important at this point for Ta to win. His Naginata just getting sawed through. This monk here is at 56, his samurai's at 64. Oh, Katana hero there for Indypride. Missed that, but he is definitely in there tearing it up. And it looks like Ta's line is just going to crumble here. The general's in stand to fight, but it will probably not be enough against the oncoming cavalry onslaught. Trying to get caught in the Yari Ashigaru, but they do not. And there goes the Great Guard and the Yari cavalry for Indypride. And his infantry line for Ta is just dissolved here in the front. The katanas will pour on through. It's looking very bad for Ta here. Indypride definitely has the advantage after a very interesting, meticulous battle. There's a lot of early cavalry action. It'll be a very swift win here, it looks like, for Indypride once this infantry battle comes in. And the Naginatas are quite good at tanking, but Indypride concentrated so many forces in that small area, he just cut right through those Naginatas with numbers. And if you're outnumbered by katanas, you're in pretty bad shape. Ta's infantry line is almost completely gone now. We see mass wavering here in Ta's line. He's also been flanked by matchlocks a little bit on this right side. Matchlock samurai is firing from their advantageous position over the hill and just annihilating Ta's matchlock. We see the wavering here. Indypride's definitely in the stronger position here. His line is still more or less fine, as Ta's has just been decimated here. So Naginata samurai coming in at 115 men to make a sort of last stand, but the general's going to be out in the open here and open to a matchlock volley, which would be very nice little dramatic way to finish off the general, I think, under a hail of gunfire. Not much left now for Taz, and it's just melting away. The general is mounting for a last-ditch effort to try and maybe get some shock value in, but it looks like he's going to get sandwiched here between a Yari Ashigaru and a Naginata monk. General is wavering. Everybody's wavering. This could be the end. 1 unit routes 2-3, and there it is. Indypride takes game number 1 of the losers round semifinals. Just 1 game away from making it to the losers round finals. We'll see you back on the main menu. And there's game number 1. Indypride takes the win, and numbers definitely telling the story here. Lost about 950 men though this force. Seems like he lost a lot less. I mean, Indypride just seemed like he had so many men left, but did lose quite a few. But the story was a little worse there for Todd, losing 1,250 out of his original 1,455. So Indypride, it's really, really careful attack there. It looks like I think he really wanted to go for that early action, but maybe not. He was kind of backing off there every time his cavalry kind of got close. Maybe he didn't see an opportunity, but nonetheless, I think Tom maybe jumped the gun and got a little antsy there, losing all his cavalry early. Pretty much sealed the deal for him there, and he just got cut through with those katanas, and of course the cavalry changed the story there. Great win there by Indypride. I'll see you on game number 2. Thanks for watching.